welcome to Real Estate with Ryan, and thank you for joining us on a Saturday. Always glad to be with you. Talking a little real estate. You guys talking a little football. You might be talking football, probably at the game, guys. I told Nick, I said, anybody watching Real Estate with Ryan today? Or they listening, maybe en route. We'll see, but that's why we have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, our Apple podcast, Android podcast. You can always find us online, right? And we can listen to the show after the game. So if you missed us, no worries. Check back. You know, we're on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock, Talk Radio 11 o'clock, 92.3 FM. Always catch us there. Make sure you guys download the app, News Talk and Talk Radio. Make sure you have that convenient. Sometimes if you're in the car, the apps is really the best way to go. So I encourage you to check us out there. Again, always got to start with some congratulations to great clients have had some success this week. So we've got brand new listing, 3260 Sandpiper Court out in Kodak. Beautiful views, just like new, open floor plan, one level living, first floor, upstairs basement. No, I'm sorry. We got basement unfinished, right? Extra storage, perfect for that workshop. Then we have a second floor. That'd be a perfect mother-in-law suite. Make sure you check that out. 166 Rondo Way just hit the market. Make sure you want to check that out in Rockwood. And guess what? Congratulations to the sellers on Thorngrove Pike. That actually was 822 Thorngrove. Land, almost 11 acres, 2 days in the market, gone. And you're going to like that because we're going to tie into land on today's show. 112 Dorothy Road in Maynardville under contract, 496 in Monroe under contract in Maynardville. Congrats. And then Regas 407 sold in the books. And so I think we're down to 9 or 8 at Regas. Before you guys know it, we're going to be sold out of Regas, and they're not going to have any more condos left. I do have a few. Make sure you check us out at ryancoleman.org, but they're going quickly, and Marble City Market will be open in days, guys, so you don't want to miss out. I believe when Marble City Market opens up, they'll be gone, okay? So we have some existing units. Make sure you check us out there. And then we have a great property, 140 West Bryn Mawr in Oak Ridge, 3-bedroom, 1 bath, has a 1-car garage, total remodel, big backyard. Want to check that out. All right, let's get into the show. Again, if you're following us every Saturday, thank you so much. It's always good to talk to you guys. Talk a little real estate. We know you're the Tennessee Realtor. That's all right. We hold it down for our Vols here in the studios, and we love our Vols. Speaking of that, if you're following our social media page or following us online, you know we're giving away tickets from now all the way to the end of basketball season. So something we can do to kind of give back, give to our community, and let you guys go to the game. You know, we say this year has been stressful. There's so much going on with everything from trying to find that house to get kids back to school. We're dealing with COVID, and then COVID's back. It's just been madness. But there's something about going to the game, having 100,000 plus in the Vol Stadium, cheering on, and we're having a little fun with football. So excited to see guys back in the stadium. And then the basketball team, those guys were ranked in the top 10. So super excited for our Vols and our men's program and so many other programs that we've got. But keep in mind, follow, like, and subscribe our page because we just gave away two groups, Nick, right? 2 groups of tickets on just the other day. So we'll put those social media posts and make sure when you go to the game on us, man, give us a little selfie. Show us some love, man. We want to see you guys having fun. Nothing like it going to a Vols game. I still got to get Nick to his first Vol game. Hard to believe he's been working with me for a while now, and we never got him to the game. So if you've never experienced kneeling, walking to the Vol game, you know, crowds, tailgating, that excitement, you guys have to check it out. It's something special. All right. So obviously, if you're following the news, following shopping, kind of going around just getting groceries, right? You kind of realize that everybody's out of everything. Supplies, there's a shortage. Well, it looks like that supply shortage is affecting the real estate market in a strong effect. So today we're going to tie this show. We're going to talk about how supplies and materials are running out on new construction and how that could kind of hurt the housing market. We already know we got a low amount of inventory in the market anyway, right? So we got low inventory anyway. That number seems to be holding consistent. Now we've got new construction that builders are running out of key construction materials, forced to find alternatives. Contractors and builders are being forced to run alternative sources for key construction materials due to widespread shortages, resulting in surging prices and a growing demand for new homes. Well, there's already a demand, right? The Wall Street Journal knows, right? Is that the Wall Street Journal? Yeah, we won't talk about them. But anyway, those guys say, we know we're running out of shortages. We know that, what? Building supplies, wood paneling, ceiling joists, pipes are at all-time low inventory level. So what are we going to do there? And we have property that we're renovating. So it kind of makes your head, kind of scratch your head and go, what are we going to do? If we're running out of joists, we're running out of wood. We know back several months ago, OSB skyrocketed, right? So the supply chains are hitting home construction, and the shortage of key building materials are driving up the cost, hampering production of new home builders as they seek the alternatives. So you even see that being passed down, kind of like a little price gouging. We're renovating a property in North Knoxville, and then the contractors want to pass that love over to you. So the contractor business, unfortunately, it's a supply and demand market, as everything is, and they're trying to up the rates, saying, hey, we're running out of supplies, we're running low, so we're going to charge you double. So keep an eye out. Always price shop, right? So builders argue that they would rather pay a premium for the alternative supplies rather than delay projects for months while waiting for manufacturers to catch up. The crowded ports in Asia, massive labor shortages have helped create global supply chains and disruptions, reducing materials and causing a spike in prices in the area. Whole U.S., whole world, really. There's currently 10.9 million jobs available in the U.S., with the country experiencing a 5.2 unemployment rate. That old saying, hard to find good help, but now it's really, really hard to find good help. So we're dealing with all those with the shortages. You've seen the news. You've seen all the cargo ships, the ships out at sea, just kind of seeming like they're out there and waiting. So if you're watching that and understanding how that's going to affect the market, one of the things I see here in the local East Tennessee market is if we run into jobs that are pre-planned, so a lot of the new construction where we have a date, you'll enter into a contract and say, the builders say, well, we'll be ready in 6 months, but depending if you go into the fall or the winter, it could be an 8-month contract. You may see those contracts being extended. If prices get volatile, then the opportunity that the builders have an option. You have to read your contract. Always want to have a great agent representing you, right? Sometimes those contracts are one-sided that the builders do, right? And now those prices could go up. You guys remember in the spring and summer, where actually lumber prices on some of the packages we were talking were going up $40,000. One of the gentlemen that works for the Wall Street Journal says that his last name's Young, said, I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I've never seen anything like that. I think that's safe to say. I've been doing it 22 years, and never seen anything in the market like this. It's definitely something new, something interesting. That's why I tell you guys, in real estate, we can talk for days because there's always something new. There's always something that's going to be changing. And you have to be kind of always reinventing, always changing. Our business is so much on adaptation. And I still always kind of do these shows every week. And I get it. It's hey, the market's good. We don't need an agent. We can do it ourselves. Hey, Ryan, I've got this covered. You're just doing the real estate thing. It's not complicated. A lot of things aren't complicated until you get people involved, right? Things aren't complicated till you get a lot of people involved, and then the tensions get higher, the tensions and the emotions. And usually that comes from home. So you've got your house for sale, then you're going to go move to the other house, and guess what? Mama and the kids have time frames. Now we're running out of supplies. Now you've got the forever home for mom, right? She's excited. The kids are excited. They got the backyard. Everything's moved. Their house is under contract. We're ready. And guess what? This hits. Now it's affected the housing market home. Everything you see in the news, it's easy to say, well, hey, that's just on the news. That's not really here. So it's going to hit here. So we have a shortage of inventory already. We have buyers paying more money than they should for property because it's just the market. Either you do that or you don't purchase a home. We have sellers having an opportunity to sell their property, but the challenge in the marketplace is what? I got to find one, and then I'm paying more on that. Conversation I had yesterday with a great veteran on the market, didn't sell with a large firm in town, and was very, very frustrated with the process. And we walked them through and have an opportunity to be able to help them and get them where they need to be. But it's having someone in your corner that's going to make the difference. On Saturday, it comes down to the play on the field of the players, right? Executing. And you need a great team to do that. So we're always here for you. You're going to love the second part of the show. So we know construction's a challenge. We're going to talk about how we can find land on the second half of Real Estate with Ryan.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
Your friend promised we wouldn't be homeless.
He promised. He's doing everything to fix it.
You need to call and have him fix it now.
Hey, man.
Found us a house.
No, not yet. Let me call you back. We're working on it.
Ryan Coleman with Hometown
He
Realty.
says he's doing the best he can do, honey.
Well, he's taken too long. I knew we should have gone with Ryan Coleman.
Choosing the right agent is never easy.
Call your hometown experts. We'll take care of all the details and make sure you don't get stuck in a motel. Well, that seems like a short break. Not long enough, especially when you're here talking a little real estate. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you missed the show in the first half, just kind of tuning in between. We're talking about the housing market in East Tennessee, and we're talking about shortages. How is that going to affect the housing market here in East Tennessee? And I think you'll see that coming in this fall, starting the first part of 2022. As always, guys, we're your Tennessee Realtor, proud sponsor of the Vols. We got your back. If you're thinking about buying or selling, my name's Ryan Coleman. I'd like to apply for the job, and our team would love to help you. We were having a conference call with our great team, Dave Ramsey, good, proud sponsor, working with him on the ELP program. And we had a little conference call today. And really the mission, kind of the same mission that we mirror here at Hometown Realty. We just have a passion of helping people, helping them find their forever home, walking them through the process. And that's why we do this show. Kind of every week, it's hard to find out who you're going to deal with. And I know it's a real estate show and all those things, but hopefully you can review our content. What you see is what you get here. There's no script. I got it all in the head, 22 years, and we just kind of freestyle. So our team is the same. We're here to please you, here to help you in this crazy real estate market. As the guy Young from Wall Street Journal was saying, he's never seen anything like that in the last 30 years. And we haven't either, and we may never see that. There's so much going on, and we could get political. But we won't, because it's real estate, right? We're not going to talk political because we could go for days with that, right? But there's so much going on, so there's a season in anything. You guys remember it, 2008, 2012, all the way to 15. I was just looking in Sevierville. We got a great townhouse coming up. I won't get sidetracked, but I want to tell you about this. And I was looking at the homes that were 2015, and I could have purchased this townhome for $130, $150. Guess what the price is going to go in the market for now? Hold it. $499. That's insane. It's insane. So real estate is always, guys, market and timing. And, it's hard to navigate and know everything. That's why you need a great team. That's why you need to put us in your corner and walk you through the process. Or if you have a great realtor out there and you're working with, that is so important in this process so you can keep that process going. And so you got somebody that's got your back. As always, we love to interview for the job. And we're talking about that job of what? Finding a home, finding that forever home. So we know supplies are down. We're coming in the spring. How many people in the marketplace today said, Ryan, I can't find what I'm looking for. There's challenges. We're just going to build. So we're going to talk about how to find land and things that you need to know that if you're looking in the marketplace today, and there are shortages, and you have some time, we're going to talk about how to find land, things that you need to know during the process that maybe but maybe you need a refresher. And there's always things that you'll come across that maybe you didn't think of. So how do we find land? So there's a lot of opportunities on the market today. Land is no different. We talk about Thorn Grove Pike, 11 acres, how we put that on the market, and we sold that pretty quickly. We have the buyers. Thinking about selling land? Call us. We can do the same thing we did on Thorn Grove Pike, sell it in days. But how do you find it if it's not on the MLS? Is there other sites that if I'm just looking for raw land, where can I go? Well, there's a lot of sites out there like landwatch.com, landsearch.com. I would say that the best site in town is easy. It's homesaroundknoxville.com. Go to our page. There's a free site. You can set up a profile, no cost, no obligation. Check it out. Go to our site, and you can get listings daily. So it's one of the best sites that you have. And then, of course, there's landfarm.com and some other sites out there. Now, you can always check for sale by owners and some other off-market deals for land, but the vast majority of land that you're going to find is listed through an agent. So we have the access to on-market and off-market deals, which is really, really important. We call them pocket listings or people that we know. So when you're doing a lot of business in the marketplace, you just happen to have an opportunity to come across a lot of people that hopefully that if some of these deals would hit the market, it'd be gone in seconds. So it's priority access is key. But when you're looking for property, the most important thing that you want to do when you find it, whether on the market or off the market, is you got to have some water. So you got to have water. So is it public water? Is it public sewer? What are we going to do? Are we going to go well? Now, keep in mind, if you're doing or building property in Sevierville or in the mountains, that's a whole nother avenue that we won't get in today about digging a well. So you can dig a well and you would think there's water. Maybe sometimes you won't, or you have to dig so deep that maybe that vacation rental that you're going to build, that well may not even cover what? The jacuzzi. You got to forget about the jacuzzi. So if you don't have the proper depth on your well, or you may need a second well, these are things when you're looking at your land to get a well person out, to get the right contractor, to make sure we do that due diligence. Because the last thing you would want to do is spend all this money for that vacation home and you find out that your well does not meet the capacity. That is a risky investment. So we want to make sure that when we find that property, we have our due diligence, okay? How about sewer? Is it public sewer or do we have a septic tank? So we'll brag on our sellers on Thorn Grove. Those guys were going to build their forever home. Things changed, but they did something called soil mapping. Soil mapping is where a soil scientist goes throughout the property and checks the levels of soil throughout the whole property. And they're mapped certain areas where the best soil makes the most logical sense to put a drain field. A little tongue-tied there. Put a drain field. So, when you do soil mapping, you kind of already know what you're working with, and then whether you're going to 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, where you're going to place a septic. So, that's very key if you don't have public sewer. And some public sewer may be close, but there may be a fee. These are things that you want to do your diligence. You can go with the septic, but if that ever failed or down the road you needed to change out, then you know that there's public water and sewer very close by, and you already have a fixed cost. Electricity should be in a given, but a lot of properties, if you're getting some acreage and you're building, make sure that you get with KUB or whoever the electrical municipality is and check with them. Is it going to go underground? Is it going to go above ground? Underground's a lot more money. Looks a lot better. So we want to make sure that we have quotes and bids. And it's very, very challenging to do these things in a 30 or 45-day time frame. That's usually going to be the closing cost. And of course, if you're going to be out and your forever home and you've got some privacy, which everybody wants right now, you got to have internet. I think the number one thing that we have properties in rural locations is if it's satellite internet or the system's very, very slow. So make sure you're checking that out and look for alternative sources for internet because that could affect your resale. So many people now are working from home and have to have internet. You could have that home office, you can have that gym, you could have the backyard. You don't have internet? It's like people aren't even looking at the property. So make sure we do our research on that if you're spending that kind of money on your forever home. Now, road access is key, okay? You can get very costly. You're going to pave it. We're going to go gravel. let's look at some opportunities there and make a decision of where some cost would be, where you're going to place the home, how far back. Just do some budget numbers. As I tell you about this show, everything is so expensive. We're changing out an electrical panel in North Knoxville, and it should cost X dollars. Let's say a couple grand. It's 3-4 times that is what we're getting bids. Now, is that the true cost? No, it's not. Not the true cost. It's what the contractor is trying to charge. So we have to do our, relationships are key. So relationships are key. So, if you're in the marketplace now and you're a one-time deal, well, anything on the news is being used against the consumer and they're disadvantaged. So shopping around and having relationships, and we have a list of vendors that can help you and walk you through the process. And not every vendor is perfect, but we've had those relationships and we referred them to a lot of clients over the years. Types of financing to think about when you buy your land. Maybe you're going to build in the next couple of years. There's a construction loan out there. There's actually one of the lot loans with one of the rural housing lenders that sell land in the area and do a really good job. It gives you up to 15 years to actually build, and they roll it over to a construction loan. It's very, very popular. Of course, there's a construction to perm loan. What that means is basically they'll finance all the construction, and then you don't have to finance out of it. You get a permanent loan at the end, so that makes it very advantageous to the consumer. You're watching the spending. Controlling the budget is key on new construction. And of course, you can do some owner financing options, doing one now, tax advantages, things like that. So owners are sometimes willing to do a couple years to avoid taxes in 1031s and things like that. Of course, you could pay cash. Cash is king for now. And then do your diligence, run your title search, check your zoning, do a soil test. We talked about that, and have a great agent write up your contract and make sure all the contingencies are there. Hope you've enjoyed our show. Every Saturday, we talk a little real estate, and we thank you for being with us. Our family wishes you the best. We hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying healthy. I know it's challenging times, but we thank you so much for listening. You can always visit me at ryancoleman.org. Call me anytime, and I mean that 7 days a week. It's at 693-SOLD. Hope you guys have a good week.